What's up, beautiful people? Welcome to Blank Path Podcast, your choice of book reviews and crucial conversations. You will say you did not see me. That where has this woman been? Oh, man, NEPA, baby. NEPA wanted to do your sister diary. They showed me shade, man. But you know what? We bigger, we better. It's just been an old lot with the heat wave. I think I want to talk about the heat wave one of these days. But today, you know what we're going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about our sister, Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, our new book. It's called Dream Count. Oh my God, book lovers on the show, on the streets of the internet, please come forward. Let me give you spoilers. Let me tell you about the book. And you know what? One thing I like about Chimamanda is that she's a trend. She's an institution on her own. Like, whenever I've gone through her social media, because I follow her really closely, I see that she may not post in months, but when she comes around, people really want to hear her. Her expressions are all over the place. Her books are on sale and all of that. But she doesn't really have to show up on social media every single day you grab. I love it. Like, I really like how she operates. And, you know, Dream Count is almost like even people that don't read, people that are not exactly in our WhatsApp group, they're on disappearing messages when it comes to books. But I want to read Dream Count by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. She's such a connecting force. She brings us together as Africans, as Nigerians, as, you know, people that love books. So let's really just get into this book review today. Let me take a quick commercial break, take some water. We will be right back to book review of Dream Count by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Welcome back. Welcome to Plant Path Podcast, your choice hub for book reviews and crucial conversations. My name is Oluwatosin Abiodun Liz, your host on the show. So, about Dream Counts, my honest opinion, you know me, I don't used to do trend. I just say it as it is. Well, I really admire her. Like I said before the break, I was like, she is such a connecting force. In Nigeria, all over the world, she connects us, she brings us together. I think that people want to identify with being Nigeria, with being Nigerian when, you know, when we remember that Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Omowani, like Yorubas will say. But you know what? I think that I have read better fiction. Truthfully, like if you want my truthful, undiluted opinion, that's it. There you go. I've read better fiction. I mean, I've read books by people like you know, her name doesn't even come to me. Like Adesua Omar. Oh, okay. Do you guys know I love her? I've read better fiction. You understand? Like, I saw myself during the story. I was like while reading Chimamanda's Dream Count, I was like, oh, I think that this plot would have been like this. The character development would have needed some work, you understand? Or I said that, oh, they would have done it like this. I had all of those. But this Plant Path podcast is really about appreciating works of art, and really it's a beautiful thing. I've seen that in life, that you can just set yourself up for success by finding a sweet spot where you can thrive in. You know, she might not be the best fiction writer that I know, but I know that Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, she talks about societal issues, you understand? She brings it out so nicely in a story, and she's someone that is inquiring. She's an inquirer. She's inquiring, she's challenging your norms, what you think to be normal. I mean, she's upsetting your normal, and I really love that about her. So this book, Dream Count, by the way, spoilers, Dream Count actually refers to body count in the book. When I figured that out, I was like, nah, did you just do that, Chimamanda? Hi. So yeah, it really means body count. So it's about this amazing lady, this phenomenal lady. Her name is Chia, CIA, like chia seed. So Chia is a Nigerian that stays in America. She was living in New York at that time. Although they show that she travels, you understand. So she's really an Igbo Nigerian Igbo Catholic lady, like, you understand, living in America, and she was just living the life. She was an adventure, a travel writer. You understand, like, she goes to places and then writes blogs about those places. And then she's from like I said, an Igbo family. Her family is rich, and I like the portrayal of Chia, the character of Chia in the book. Her name is actually Chiamaka Igrab. So I like the portrayal of Chia because sometimes we feel that to be African, to be Nigerian, means to be poor, and that is really not the reality of everybody. I think I've said it before that when I was teaching at Loyola GC College, I was talking to one of my students, and my students we're talking about, after SS3, or no. I wasn't talking to this person directly, like, it was understand that was gisting me. So this student was now like, oh, do you believe that so students, they were talking about go studying abroad, school, visa. She was not like, that student was like, you know what, I really don't need to be like applying for visas because my grandma is Nigerian Canadian, and she was just gonna apply for me, and I'll automatically be a citizen. You understand? Like, she can get PR and citizenship. And she's like, I was like, oh my God, her grandma is a Canadian citizen. That is some like generations of wealth and you grab. So she's not she's not a first generation looking for second citizenship. Her grandma, not even her mom, is a citizen of Canada. So that rich thingy, right, can be the reality of a Nigerian, which is fine. Not everybody is trying Japa in 2025 or Japa in 2022 or those class of 2022, 2021, 2023 UK Japa. You know what I'm saying? So so that is fine. It is, let's normalize good things as our normal, you grab. So our father, Igbo businessman that always has all those boys in the house, Igbo boys are learning work, that kind of situation. And then the mother too, she doesn't work, but she's more of the, living the baby girl, Igbo woman lifestyle, you understand? Yes, and life has just always smiled at her. Then this year, she's got brothers, she's got a brother, and then twins, you understand? Then like one brother, then twin brothers. So I remember, if I remember correctly, she's got 30 siblings. Anyway, so this book is set around COVID-19, when COVID started. You couldn't go out anywhere, and before you knew it, she had to be jumping on Zoom calls with her, WhatsApp calls, you understand, with her siblings. And it was just with her siblings and parents, it was just almost that every time they spoke, it was about who was people dying in countries, what was happening. And before you know it, she started getting like some sort of agitated. Yes, she started getting agitated that why is, you understand, like, she started getting agitated about getting on the call because it's always like bad news all the time. And then she was just not very, you understand, happy with herself and everything. So that was like a part of the book. And of course, now fiction, you to go back, you to go forward. And I want to talk about maybe 4 like themes in the book, things that happened in the book that stood out for me, right? One time, so first of all is the dating life of Shia in the book, this main character. So Shia, actually, she's a beautiful girl, pretty girl. I can imagine a typical Igbo beauty, you understand, natural beauty. She's beautiful, she's got nice natural hair. But the thing about her is that she's a people pleaser. And I will always say this to parents, as much as it's amazing to acknowledge the beauty, the handsomeness of your child, you will probably be doing them more good if you pay attention to other things aside from their beauty. So let me break it down to you. So if you've got a child that is apparently so beautiful, so handsome, talk about their kindness, talk about their courage, because sometimes these fine girl privilege, they say, oh, you're a fine girl, that's why you got this, that's why you got that. can we like remove the lens from their beauty, their externalities, to things that are like within them, that their values, their efforts they are bringing to life, how they show up, you understand, so that they won't go through life just through beauty. Because everybody sees she as a beautiful lady, and then she's got it all. Her parents are rich, she's living in a nice apartment, she's funded by daddy, you understand, which is not bad too. So yeah, let's make sure that we're not going through life with our beauty, you understand, because our self-esteem, that's such a kind of like is an oxymoron. It's just supposing the fact that she's beautiful and she now has self-esteem issues. You would have thought that someone that is very beautiful will have like a great self-esteem. That is the same way all these short guys, like short guys, can be like so funny. Sometimes as a woman you're like, what is doing you? Move away. They can be so confident, and then you now see one tall, fine tech boy, looking so good, sharp, and then the person is afraid to toast a girl, and you're like, oh God, what is wrong? You understand? Sometimes things just happen in the most unexpected places. That's why we have to pay attention, even as parents, as individuals, to other aspects of our personality, aside beauty, even sometimes aside intelligence. When someone can be a child that is so full of their intelligence, then you tune it away from intelligence and start talking about kindness to this kind of child. This child will just reset after some time before you know it. Anyways, so that's that part about Shia, and she really makes a lot of dating mistakes. Imagine dating somebody that is an academia, and this person is actually not really contributing anything to their life. That's something we should learn, like, continually as human beings. This person is not contributing anything into their life, and the person is just gregarious and trying to always like make them feel bad, like make her feel less of herself. That's such a bad vibe in her life. But I mean, she didn't realize it, that this person was a bad guy. Wasn't good for her. The person was always throwing subtle shades at her. That's something I would not take, and I would not allow anybody to do it to me. Because like when people make subtle shades, I remember somebody told me one time, was like, now wow, you are speaking so much English. Now English with the chop. I'm like, see, your own work may not require you to do videos, show up on social media, like show up for people, speak, get on a call with parents. That may not be the context of your work, but this is the context of my work. And if you do not respect it, you do not have any right to stay around me. You understand? Like, we should learn to view ourselves like our own reality. This is my own work. This person was always, imagine, like, if she's reading a novel, the person always looks at it. I think his name is Daniel. So this guy will always look at it that, it's a bad stuff, like how she's reading fantasy novels. She's not reading. If she's reading, she needs to be reading. I remember this line in the book. She needs to be reading books that have complicated headings, that have columns and semicolon, like maybe Science of Reading, semicolon, extrapolations from recent studies, you understand? Extrapolations from Black American, all those type of things. I mean, the fact that I don't want to read that doesn't mean I'm not an intelligent person. So don't take it lightly when people make snide comments. That's the word, SNID, snide comments at you. Shia really took a lot of snide comments. And the thing about these snide comments, they may look small, right? But then over time, you just see that these things belittle you. You're just talking. You're like, somebody made a snide comment at me recently. And I just like, the way I took that person, I said, do not in your life ever talk to me that way. Don't say to me that, because sometimes you think it's small. Then before you know it, you start. Tomorrow when you dress up, say, they say my tummy is big. I should not do that. They say I now look like a cow. I'm too fat. Nah, don't let people make snide comments at you. That's from the book. Another thing, so at dating life, she just like really dated to please people. She never exactly like looked after herself, you understand, which is not good. Self-care is very important. Not only self-care of make your hair, take a bath and all of that. Self-care could also be like looking at people around you critically. Yes. That's one part of the book that really spoke to me strongly. The second part I really like about Shia is that she's a kind person. So Nafisa too is actually like a housekeeper. You understand? She met her through another person. Before you knew it, she was, I think she stayed, yes, she and her parents stayed in a hotel one time, and then Nafisa too was like the housekeeper in the, like, cleaners, kind of like housekeeping in the hotel. And then she cleaned well. Before you know it, I think she made Shia's hair. Then Shia started inviting her into her house. Before you know it, I like how that graduated. Shia didn't just go on meeting a stranger, trusting, and then dropping her key for the person to come and clean. I like that about her. Very nice of Shia. So Shia actually a very kind person, maybe even too kind, like over kind. She overindulges people, but she's a kind person. How she treated Nafisa too. Nafisa too is actually Nafisa too grew up in Africa, you understand, and then she had a boyfriend. So now I'm moving to Nafisa too's side of the story. So Nafisa too grew up in Africa. She was married to somebody, and then she grew up, and where they were living, they threw her and her parents out when she was small, so they had to go back to the village. And then in the village, her father died, and then her elder sister Amina died as well. Like, she was gonna get married, and then they had to do a fibroid operation for her. And then she was a virgin, and then she died. Amina was like the firstborn, the adventurer. She questioned. She's just the life of the party, that kind of person. And then when she died, Nafisa too was just shattered. Her mother was shattered as well. I've been going on and on for 16 minutes, imagine. So Nafisa too was shattered, and of course she had to become the firstborn. So her childhood crush now. So she was not married to somebody, and the person was working in like a mine. So when she was always there, like, the coffin, the dust from the place, she would always clean the house and all of that. The guy was really nice to her at first, but eventually the guy wasn't nice to her and all of that. And before you knew it, she got pregnant. She couldn't first get pregnant. Then eventually she got pregnant and she lost a baby. The guy was so unkind to her. Then the guy now died. When the guy eventually died, before you knew it, Nafisa had to. Then the guy's parents and the siblings, the guy's siblings actually, and uncle collected all the things, like just threw out of the house and stuff. She had to go back to her mom's place. So when she got back to her mom's place, she now found that she was pregnant. Oh, so when she was now pregnant, she gave birth to a beautiful girl, and then the girl became alive. And as a single woman hustling and everything, she came to the city, and at some point she was working somewhere, and then this person, I don't want to give too much spoilers, that's why I'm not saying the name of the places. So she was working somewhere, and then while she was working, somebody now like took advantage of her, like raped her. She was very angry. She went back to her mom's place. That kind of, like, the person was not even a politician, that was a scandalous individual. She quickly took a taxi with her things. Okay, no. The first place she walked in was the politician. Then she was not working like in a bar. Then that happened. She went back home. Then her childhood friend, Mahmoud, because the guy's name, came to our village. Now carried her away, like helped her register for, like, get an American visa. What do they call this thing now? She filed for asylum. She spoke about her rape experience, like those were the circumstances under which she went to America. So she was in America with her child, and things were going quite well for them, you grab. And then she actually even loved the child and was very kind to her child. So eventually what happened was that, so she actually named her daughter Amina after her sister that died. So what happened was that Nafisa too was now working for Shia part-time, and then she was working in a hotel. Something that stood, so that guy that even brought her to America, he ended up involving himself in drugs. He was trying to make sharp money. He had not married her. Then he went to jail, you grab. So Nafisa too now moved, you understand, like, to a better place in America for her. And then she was now working as a hotel bikini. And where she was, someone now raped her, someone that turned out to be a public figure. So she had a court case. When she was raped, she didn't even realize like, the person just went out, you understand. And then supervisor saw her, took her to the hospital. So, as someone that is like a migrant. Now she was being careful, she didn't want to even report it. And this is the thing about sexual violence. Any type of sexual violence, stalking, peeping, any form of abuse, report it. Don't let anybody don't be intimidated by anybody. Say it out how it is, like exactly how it is. Say it out. If you are in Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency will protect you. If you aren't in Lagos, wherever you are in the world, report to the appropriate agency. You will be protected. Long are the days that men can just, do stuff and intimidate men. Maybe after they will now say, evaluate her. Maybe she's mad, maybe she's having psychosis and all those kind of stuff. Don't let that be your reality. You will be supported. If I report them to us, we'll call them out. Whoever they are, they will come down. They're very stupid. I'm sorry for saying that. Anyways, so don't let anybody just intimidate you as a woman. Whoever you are, no matter where you are, report anybody that makes you feel uncomfortable or invade your privacy. So as we were saying, so Nafisatu was helped to report. She went through the domestic violence, rape, after take her clothes, take fluids from her body for examination and all of that. She went back to her house, and before she knew it, there was press all around the place, and then she now had to leave the place. The police came to get her, and then she was started receiving threats, death threats. The guys and everything, the guys ally and everything. And then now nobody is now talking about the gravity of what she did. They were now saying, oh, maybe she's a bad person for going to report. Bad my foot, report with your full chest. Anyway, so what eventually happened was that Nafisatu, she was now staying with Shia after some time. Then they now had to take her to protective custody just before her case was, mentioned in court. And then the book ended with the fact that Nafisatu eventually did not have to go to court. Which was really, really, really nice for her. I also want to talk about Shia's friends. So she has two friends. There's one that is her cousin, Ome Logo. Let's call her Ome. Ome Golo is Shia's cousin. They grew up together. She has always been the outspoken, she has a mind of her own. She's got what to say, and she's like the typical Igbo, very short, how do they call it, kind of person. So anyways, by the way, Shia herself was in her 40s as at the time this book was written. And her aunties that were disturbing her to go and marry, before they would say, he has to be Catholic, Igbo. And now, at 40, they now say anybody, even if he's Pentecostal, even if he's white. See, their standards are dropping. That's why you can't afford to live your life based on societal standards, because they will keep shifting and changing. Realize what your values are, grow your values even over time, refine them as you go on in life, and stick to your values. Don't let anybody just oppress you to making any funny decision. Oh, these are you're supposed to do. You're supposed to marry a lawyer. You're supposed to be a doctor. Don't mind them. Do you wisely though. And receive counsel, godly counsel. So Ome Logo is that person that our dad is a prof, our mom too. I think our mom is a teacher. So they were just okay, but they weren't as rich as Shia's people. And Ome Logo was like always the second person. You understand? Chiamaka is like the star of the show and everything. But what happened that was very defining for her was that she started working in a bank, and then she became very good. She became very good in the bank. She sold herself, and she just played the game. That's what they call it. She played the game very well, and she became quite indispensable to her boss, and she was helping them launder money. I don't like the idea of stealing and launder money. It doesn't align with my Christian values, honestly. And so at some point she was trying to justify it in a way. She was like, she's using it to, she will steal dollars though, and then she will not be she will convert it to naira. She will not be giving people in villages, remote places, people that those monies could mean a lot to them. You understand? Change their lives. For instance, we are starting a book club in Plant Path. Commitment for 3 months for ages 6 to 9, and then as ironically this book club, right, it's 35,000 per month, so you pay for 3 months. So the thing about these parents, these people, is now that The thing about this thing is now that people were now like, like she's making that little money you're paying can actually make a lot of difference in your child's life. You grab, just watch her. We'll announce it 1st of April. So this Omegolo lady, right? So she was kind of justifying it by helping people. I'm not saying it's not good to help people, but try not to like be stealing money and all of that. It's not good, because in the long run you won't be a very happy person. I can tell you, I can like assure you that, like from heaven and earth, you will not, that person will not be a very happy person, contented person, peaceful person. So look at, money is good, right? But look at what is more than money when you're making your own decisions. So she was helping people. She helped her younger brother go abroad. They are just too nice. I don't even think you should give it too many children if you can handle that. Her parents gave it to 2, and her brother was in England. Helped her to go abroad. She has her own house, and she got friends from different. I like that she's open to different worldviews or opinions. She's using her mind. Although she can appear to be a tough woman, thick madam. Yes, but beneath that is just a very nice person. And really, I don't like when people say, oh, this person is a thick madam, but they are kind. Let them be kind every day. Don't be doing hard guy. Anyways, she hasn't given herself to love, and which I feel that there's some part of like childhood trauma and unresolved issues in that. So she's a nice lady, and she actually came to America to now study pornography for her master's, and that part was funny. Anyway, she came to America and she wasn't happy. She was depressed, and this thing came to life for me because I have a friend that was saying that was asking the person would like to relocate some years ago. He was like, no, relocate where? That now he understands the ways of Nigeria and how to live in the corrupt system. Will he now leave the country now and now go and start learning about how to live abroad? I know he's not doing. So now I can realize why some people will not want to relocate forever, because they thrive in the corruption of Nigeria, which is not good. The corruption will still touch you one way or the other. Don't say, to your tent, I'm fine. Nobody should say, I'm at peace in my own home. It will just touch you. Like I used to tell somebody that money you are stealing, steal all the money, finish. But your family, even you will just be passing and trailer will just fall on your car. And the money for that they should have used to build the bridge well, you have used it to travel abroad or to buy house in Magodo or in Ikoyi. Eventually, that thing will still catch up on you, even if it's not you or your children or someone it will still touch you. So let's not live in a country let's avoid living in a country in Nigeria and like be saying we are benefiting from corruption or stuff. There's somebody there's someone that thing is affecting. I love the fact that Chimamanda also brought to life the fact that sometimes as Nigerians, the evils of the Nigerian banking system, how big men will take loans, they have no plans to pay, but then the bank manager will just write it off as bad loans, and they will now even add their own money to it and add it and write it off. Really, really bad stuff right there. So that's Omelogo. She got depressed when she came to America, and then she went back. She just wanted to stay in the land of anything goes. That's Nigeria. God will shall help us. Amen. So I want to talk about our friend Zikora as a roundup. Zikora is a wonderful lady. They met during her master's. She's an amazing, amazing lady. She actually eventually got married, pregnant for a Ghanaian guy. Gave birth to a beautiful baby, and then eventually she never, as at the time the book ended, she never exactly told the guy that he had gotten married. She had gotten pregnant. She has a child, by the way. One thing I would like to mention about Omelogo is the fact that she's actually very kind. Actually, she has a child, a girl that is staying with her, and Chimamanda used that girl to depict like she eats somebody's child, and then like one time she has a friend, a male friend though. She hit someone's child, and they, like in a just like road accident. She treated the person. Eventually, the child is just staying with her. You understand? Goes to public school. So the girl is like living in a double world. Like as a teenager, she may be a little bit confused. Her parents are poor, and now Auntie Omegolo is sending her to a very rich, posh school. So she has to like live with Auntie Omegolo and like keep up with her friends. That could be a very difficult place for a teen to be in. but with a lot of support. Maybe a child wins, an Indian student wins a scholarship to a big school, and then they are now living in two different worlds, and they really don't belong to either worlds again because they've seen better, and even in the better state, they are not really the child of the rich. So we support Sha. Chimamanda easy to depict and niece that the girl was like she has hip dips, Bao. Now said you need to be doing exercise. She's like, you're an African woman, you're supposed to have hip dips, you're supposed to have thorough. No, that's not even thorough. Is the one on your lower back, like almost at your waist, those two dots. That's thorough. That's what we call it Yoruba. But hip dips is like maybe the shape of your hips, and then you now say you have to be doing one exercise so it will go. And she's doing the exercise, and I'm like, this is why we need to pay attention to our values and not be swept away by every wind of doctrine and every wind of social media, because that innocent child is now doing hip dips so that their hip dips can go down. Very, very unnecessary stuff right there, right? So for me, I'm just like, this child does not need any hip dips, anything. And I like the fact that that's why as parents, we need to place trusted, godly people around our kids, intelligent people that have the fear of God, that are ruled by the Spirit of God, you understand, that can help our children answer their questions. Imagine that Chimamanda's nephew did not have Auntie Chimamanda. It might have been a different story. And let's just make sure that our kids, that's why I don't like kids having access to social media too early, because their worldview needs to be formed first before another contrary opinion, another external opinion is being added to what they currently know. You get what I'm saying now? So let's not expose our children to social media early. It's not too good for their brain. It's actually not good. Let's even reduce drastically their screen time. That's why your child should join PPC book club for 6 to 9 year olds. That's that about today. I hope I've been able to give you comprehensive gist. But I've actually given you all the gist in the book. The book is a good read. In my own opinion, I'm gonna give this book a, let's say 6.5 over 10 or 7 over 10. Right about that. And it's a good book. Good, bringing out societal issues nicely, understand, without offending anybody. Oh, good. Love it. Well done, Auntie Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. Thank you for listening to Plant Path Podcast, your choice for book reviews and crucial conversations. Available on all platforms. We've been here since 2021, so I want you right now to go on all platforms. Just even type Plant Path Podcast on your Spotify, on your Apple, on your browser, everywhere. Listen to other old episodes. We did book review of Only Big Bomb Matters Tomorrow by Damilare Kuku. Even nearly all the men in Lagos are mad. Talk about phenomenal books. We've reviewed them, so you should go back and listen to those book reviews right now. I want you to go do that immediately. And then, very, very importantly, you need to share Plant Path Podcast with your friends, your family, everybody around you that you love. That person that is struggling to start reading again, let them start our podcast and they will move from there. Alrighty. Yes, thank you for listening up to this one. 33 minutes already. Oh, yeah, be going. Remember that Plant Path podcast is sponsored by Plant Path Educational Consult. Your choice of book sales, corporate trainings, teacher trainings, talking about speaker at events, at conferences on topical issues in education and for education consulting. We're really glad to work with you, your company, your school, on your learning platform, instructional design. Bring it up and let's do this with you. All right, I'm going to be signing out right now. My name is Oluwatosin Abiodun Leaks, a.k.a. Tosin Leaks, a.k.a. Auntie Tisa. See you in our next episode. Bye-bye.